Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about they will not understand semen retention. They will not understand you when you go on semen retention because you're doing things that are a little bit more difficult. It's easy to it's easy to quit when things are getting hard. It's easy to not try. It's easy to go with the flow and do what everyone else is doing. It's easy to see an opportunity that is right in front of you and take that opportunity based off how other people have done it. But to it's hard to struggle and do things your own way, especially when you're not getting any results. It's easy to like go with the crowd, do what everyone else is doing, having what everyone else has, and being like everyone else. That is the easy thing to do. It is so easy because you see the results right in front of you, and you just do exactly as they do, and you get the results that they have. You get the results that they have. There's no stress. There's nothing else about it, and you're going on with your life. That is the easy thing to do. That is what you're supposed to do. That is what they've told you to do. That is the best thing. This is what they've told you is the best thing for you. The people who are older than you, the people who are society, who've already gone through the playing field, they already know what's best for you. So just listen and go ahead. Just do as you're told because it's the easy thing to do. You're not going to fail. You're going to have exactly what they have, and your life is going to go on. That is the easy thing to do. But here comes the person who's the outside, the dark horse of society, the outside thinker, the person who's not like everyone else in terms of how they think. They might be just a little bit different. They might be maybe entrepreneurial thinking. They might be a little bit outside of the box. They might have a tolerance for adversity. They might have a tolerance when things get bad. While it's easy to quit and get discouraged, this guy, he has a bit more tolerance for it, and he takes his punches and he learns from them because he has pride. He has pride. He'd rather do it. He'd rather struggle and do it his way than not struggle and do it someone else's catered way. Now, people might think this is crazy. You might think this is crazy. Everyone thinks this person is crazy. And the bottom line, he probably is crazy because he's crazy enough to do things for himself. He's crazy enough to go against the grain. He has so much pride. He's so arrogant that he'd rather struggle for a very long time just so he can do things his way. And this comes from pride. He is a prideful man. He is prideful in this sense. But prideful people sometimes do get what they want if they're willing to persevere. It just comes down to how long do you want to persevere and how much do you care about doing the things that you want to do. This is the bottom line. How much do you care about your actual freedom? How much do you care about being on your own time? How much do you care about doing things on your own clock? You probably are the outside person in this family, the outside person in society who's always looking at things maybe from a different point of view. He sees the same thing. He sees the same thing the next person sees, but his brain works a bit differently, and he sees it in a different way than the next person sees it. He's subjective in the way he thinks. He might be optimistic in the way he thinks. He's doing things exactly how he knows how to do them, and that's the only thing he knows how to do. He is arrogant. He doesn't listen. He is prideful. He is gonna do it his way or no way. It's his way or the highway. So the bottom line is they will not understand when you go on retention. They will not understand a single thing about it, because when you see the results other people are having based off them doing it a different way, a society's way, you might be, gee, I could just do it that way and I could get these results. That's how you could be thinking. That's how a lot of people are. But if you are on retention, you might have a little bit more tolerance for doing things your way, because you have more masculinity. You're more masculine. Usually masculine people or masculine guys usually tend to want to do it their way, just because of the ego boost, just because of the pride, just because they can be looked at as someone who's a problem solver, as someone who can be admired, a public figure, because they found out the secrets on how they did it their way. So they can influence other people to do it their way. It might come from ego, it might come from pride, it might come from all of these things. It might come from his masculine way, his intuitive thinking. This is what it may come from. So the bottom line is, when you go on retention, they will not understand you at all when it is easy for you to do it the least resistant way possible, but you're choosing to do it in the most resistant way possible. A lot of people are just not up to this way. They're not tolerant enough of this way, because usually, like, when adversity hits, they don't have that mental perseverance to go through the adversity. They don't have that mental perseverance. They'd rather just quit and let someone else do it for them. This is how 95% of the people are thinking, because it's just easy. It's less resistant from humans. Are naturally just want to take the easiest way, the path of non-resistance. They'd rather do this, and honestly, I don't blame them, because it's a lot harder to do it the other way. But when you go on retention, you are building this muscle every single day. You're building this muscle of doing it your way. You're building this muscle of withstanding adversity. You're building this muscle every single day. So now you can tolerate pain. A lot of people just don't tolerate pain enough because they haven't been hit in the mouth enough. They don't really know how it is to really start thinking critically. They don't really know how it is to get them out of a very bizarre and sticky situation. They will fold very quickly. They will fold. But when you go on retention, coupled with good habits, discipline, physical, vigorous activity, all these other things, meditation, all these other things, you're building that muscle every single day so you can withstand the pressure. Because there will be pressure. There will be pressure 24/7. You are being watched. You are being tested 24/7. But how are you really going to react? If you say you are the person that you want to be, how will you react? Because there will be pressure 24/7. You will have to act 24/7. How are you going to do this? It's easy to put out. It's easy to just take the path of non-resistance. This is the easy thing to do. It is so easy. This is why 95% of the population takes this route. But for the few people I'm talking to, doing things the other way, the outside of the box way, will pay off in the long run. It might not pay off now, and you might look silly now. You will look very silly. You will look very, very silly. But if you continue to do it in your most intuitive way possible, and if you continue to do it regardless, in spite of all these other things that are happening, all the things that you see physically, when it's hardest to continue, and you continue to keep going on, in the long run, there will be a day when you can finally let out the best. And you can finally let out the best relief, because you did it a way that wasn't totally resistant, but it has a better payoff. It's more of a high risk, high reward type of life. It is high risk, high reward but when that moment comes, when you have finally succeeded, it is one of the most beautiful feelings ever, because you prove to yourself, now you feel like you can do anything else. And this is how legends are made. When through all that adversity, they were able to withstand that adversity and actually come out on top. These are a few of the people who can do this, but this is why they will be remembered, and everybody else won't be remembered. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next video.